to see you. Nice to welcome you in this first meeting for the Social ECU Commission, dear friends from all over Europe, from all over the world. I will animate this meeting with my dear friend and colleague Meli Sichek, Secretary of the Social Commission of the ECU. He helped me to prepare this meeting, and I'm very proud to have Theodoros Sorbatoglu today with us. And Theodoros is the General Secretary of ECU and a very key person for our Commission, International Chess Development. So for 3 minutes to present you the agenda. So 2 minutes welcome and the delay time normal with the Zoom connection. After an introduction from Theodoros for 5 minutes, we will present you first why is the social domain so increasingly important for chess, and because it's first to present, and after I split and I shift the ECU Social Commission ambitions, mission, members action for 5 minutes, okay, and how to create a social dynamic in information, how to implement it, what kind of support our Commission could propose to provide to you, because we want to be very concrete with you to help you in the increasing of the state of mind of Social Commission. And I hope so that at the end of this webinar, from 1 hour webinar, you will be convinced that social is also important. Of course, chess competitions, chess high level is very important, but you can think also to the social aspect to increase the motivation of your team, motivation of your projects, programs, and partners. Okay, so first, first I will give some words to Theodoros.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Okay, perhaps 5 minutes that you said will be a lot, but I want first of all to thank you for the invitation and to welcome you all to this first webinar by the ECU Social Commission. Of course, before I say more, I want also to express my sincere condolence to Melih and our full sympathy and support to the Turkish people, and especially to our friends, chess players and the Turkish Chess Federation, that for this terrible disaster that took place yesterday and still is on progress. I could say that this is also a social issue. So I mean, it's something that perhaps for the future also we can think how we can react more organized in such physical catastrophes that is in our area. I'm going back to our main agenda. You know that Social Commission was established for first time in Europe in August, this August, after the latest elections and the new board elected for European Chess Union. We established 3 new commissions, and of course we welcome all the proposal to establish this commission that is now is a very potential area of to act and to create policies within European Chess Union. And of course, Frank, even I know him a few months, by sure we make the right choice for such commission. I'm sure that also all the other member of commissions were selected carefully through their action through their circular retire, and I'm sure that we made a very strong team that can work well in these very sensitive matters. Franck and its commission already, through the website, the Facebook page that they were created, already analyzed the main directions of this commission and their working plan for the next months. And I know very well that already starting from these webinars from federations and for other interested people, this plan starts to be implemented. I know that Franck already has in his agenda very important initiatives for with contacts with major international institutions in the social sector, and expressing the ECU board, we are very pleased to see this dynamic launch of this commission, and we really hope and we are sure almost that we have to do a lot the next 4 years, and this area will be one of our area. It will be one area of a lot of activities and a lot of initiatives on behalf of European Chess Union. I want to help to thank all that contribute to this work. Of course, to motivate all the federations to cooperate with our social commission, because the social commission, as we'll show also today, has to give a lot of benefits, instructions for cooperation with the national federations, and to launch also their social activities or to strengthen if they are already moved in this direction. So that few words, let's say, as an introduction. I will follow most of this meeting, and if I have to add something, I will come again. So, Franck, thank you. I think you can continue with the agenda.
Yeah. I will express with short term, of course, the compassion for Turkish people, and I'm very grateful to Melih Sicek, who lives in Izmir, but is very involved to help other compatriots from Turkey. So thank you very much, Melih. You are a very great guy, because he helped to prepare at this moment, very terrible moment. So thank you very much, Melih. Good guy. I'm very proud to have Melih, Natalia Popova also in the commission, and Aurel. I will present the team, but some of them are very involved in chess programs abroad. They could not be with us, but so we've got a good team. I'm very proud of it. And, so we can start now. Thank you, dear Theodoros. I'm very happy to work with you. You are very competent. So first, before to talk about the commission, our conviction, why is the social domain so increasingly important for chess? First, when we talk about social, it's in fact a large scale of items of benefits we can reach. Of course, promote the inclusion as many people, including those with disabilities. Facilitating social professional inclusion, of course. A lot of people, and more people will get a job with chess. And of course, sometimes people are some difficulties in their own business and work. They could use chess for concentration, for motivation, to make a plan, and so on. Of course, it could be also helpful. Combat social exclusion. We've got already programs, international programs like Chess for Freedom, Chess for Refugees, and that we can be very proud of that, because exclusion, it's not, of course, for common people. It could be for people in extreme situations. And we demonstrated with chess that it could be a good tool to help a lot of people in very sensible situations. We will work more and more on Turkish Federation, as already thought about it in French, also French Federation. Prevent and support the effect of aging. That's very important because of, especially in Europe, people are more and more elderly. So we can have a huge field of benefits to propose to society. reach out to children at risks. For example, Infinite Autism program from FIDE, spread by ECU also in Europe. It's a good example of what you can do, very concrete for this kind of children. And participate in health issues, and specifically for people who are playing in tournaments and like children in tournaments. I'm French, and I'm also the president of the chairman of the Social Health and Disability Commission in France. So we demonstrated last year that it would be very important for children to reach a better alimentation, nutrition through chess tournaments. Of course, when we talk about chess tournaments, high level can have sponsors, but in the ECU, I know that Theodoros is also convinced that we can have a large scale of partners, and especially financial partners, because of the social impact that we can have with chess activities. Some examples, and in my experience in France, I will talk about it like a testimonial, with my second hat. We demonstrated that when you talk with chess, like not just competition like performance, but also for social inclusion, also for benefits in the common way of life, it could be very, very interesting for a lot of partners. Of course, and that's why it was so important to create a ECU Social Commission in Europe, that the European Commission, European institutions are very interested to social aspects, really. Example, and with a testimonial and return on experience. In France, we structure, that's why maybe some people propose to me to create at the European level. My experience about concrete aspect, I put it in France. So we structured with 8 pluriannual programs, the social aspect, you know, head and legs to combine physical activities and mental activities, like with chess, of course, handicap, disability, to get a better access to chess clubs, but also to work on ADHD for children with problem of concentration with Zen. Second brand, it's a program focused on the better alimentation, better nutrition to better play, for especially for children and adults. Of course, Infinite Autism, because in France we decided immediately to capitalize on international experience, and especially from FIDE experience with Infinite Autism. I'm very happy to have made this decision before. And we've got programs also focused on the inclusion to mix in the suburbs or countries, vast countries in France, to organize some chess cafe, chess clubs in where there is few people, and to organize some social activities with chess. It's increasing also the revenue for our club, because they will have maybe several thousand euros per month, per year, to be in this cafe in France, and to organize some chess events, chess tournaments, chess activities. Chessboard of vision, because of blind people, and we've got a very high level specialist in our commission, Elias Mastoras, a very good guy also, and very involved in chess and football. He's genius to organize it, and we are very proud to have Elias Mastoras as a member of the commission. He had a prize recently for his involvement, and it's very interesting. A new game, it's also a new part of we can reach. It's how to implement chess as a tool to prepare the retirement period. And for instance, in France, it may be specific, but we've got a lot of money to help this kind of programs. So return of experience, some key figures. So we created in November 2021. We launched 3 programs. I'm sorry, it's in French. 4 programs in 2002. We reached for 300,000 euros financing with private companies. And this year, because we demonstrate with evaluation, with media, publicity, of course, we've got a good visibility. We are in progress to have more than around 300,000 euros for programs, first programs and 4 new programs. What was the success, the key success? I'm sorry about that. It's not a good version. I will translate because it's a global subject of interest with public policy, with a large number of people involved, and with the media publicity. We structured with a real social commission. I've got more than 12 members in my commission, and with the strong support of the president, very positive guy. He immediately understood the benefits we can have from the federation, to create and to structure with the chairman of the commission to have this kind of programs. And that's very important. Maybe one of the most important point, we capitalized on FIDE and ECU programs. ECU was is more recent, but FIDE, like Infinite Autism, was a very good starter for this. And we've got structured and the programs with evaluation, because our partners want some key indicators, KPI, to measure the benefits to put their energy and money in our programs. So with that feedback, we have a good starting point to think about the social commission. So the social commission, and maybe you can add some points if you want, of course. It was a good decision from Theodore Zourab and Dana Reznitzova. Of course, everybody knows Dana Reznitzova, very dynamic and very clever woman. We are very lucky to have this woman like a deputy chair for the FIDE and deputy chair for ECU also. So that's a very favorable societal context for social approach, for social programs, because of the social responsibility of corporate, because of the public policies are more and more focused on the large number of people in the world and in each country. Not only performance, not only the high level, but also to reach every tools to increase the level of social protection, social welfare, and so on. That's a good moment, and that was a good moment to take this decision. So also a good moment because there is many very clever initiatives led by FIDE and ECU Federation. One more, Infinite Autism, Chess for Freedom, Chess for Refugees, demonstrated last year that it's possible with benefits and with a good impact on media and a good visibility. And there is some financial partners in different countries for social initiatives. There is, I'm sure, I'm convinced, public or private. But at this time, maybe less than 10% of federation in the ECU and the world had structured their social approach with the commission, of course, but more generally with the social approach. It will be interesting for us from you, dear colleagues, right now to know if in your country you've got a social approach, a social ideas. And I'm very happy with my colleagues of the Social Commission for ECU that countries decided recently, because of our cooperation, and I think about Romanian Chess Federation, they decided after 1 or 2 meetings to evaluate and maybe to create a social commission in Romania. That's what one of our goals for ECU Social Commission is to create this year 3 social commissions. Next year in the ECU Federation, next year 7 or 8, and at the end maybe in 3 years, half of the federation will have a social commission structure or something likely a social commission. So first, the social commission is at the service of each country to develop the social projects and the financing, of course, because without finance, it's difficult to make something. So to help you to find, we'll see after exactly how we can do it with modesty, of course, because you are the key actor of your development, but you can help with some tricks, some advices, some tools, some energy and some motivation and a good state of mind. Of course, we're in close partnership with new followers, new people. In close partnership with FIDE, because ECU Social Commission, it's not independently working with FIDE. We are joining our hands, our energy to work with FIDE. And I think we can share a lot of ideas. We will pick up a lot of programs and ideas from FIDE. And I'm sure that the FIDE will benefit from our experience in energy also. So we've got here Jesper from Educational Commission. Hi, Jesper. Educational Commission ECU is very dynamic, a lot of programs, a lot of experience. And we are very proud to be a part of ECU Commission. Also, because there is Educational Commission, new women commission for women inclusion, of course, with Regina Pocona and Maria there with us, Maria from Serbia. And of course, event commission with Paris Clarides from Cyprus and Nina Rob from Slovenia. That's, for me, the three commission we will work for the first steps, of course, arbitral commission and so on, but we've got a big synergy to build between our commissions. Okay, so to summarize, help in the development of social activity and state of mind within federations, promote and capital and successful projects and activities, and help to put national projects on a European scale, because there is funds on European scale, public, of course, and private funds, because a lot of firms could be financial partners, are not, of course, in each country. They are at the European level. Big groups, international groups at the European level at minimum. And we can assist at the search for partners, especially in financial aspects. That's one of the key rules we can have. Pep Suarez from Spain is there. Hi, Pep. And before some questions, you can find on the website, the new website of the Social Commission, the detail of responsibilities of each of the commission. But I am the chairman and animator of this commission with Meli Czech from Turkey, secretary. George Aurel Puruku with us today from Romania. Is a large experience of chess, of course, and also good network and business. Is located in Brussels, so it will help for the network from Brussels, European Commission, and so on. Natalia Popova is, can I say, the mother of Infinite Autism program. That's very important for us because she is very competent on the program that is a big success, a huge success all over the world. Elias Pastoras from Greece, living in Thessaloniki, as I mentioned before, with a great success for blind people, but not only, with a great experience to fundraise for big events all over the world. Job Delmar from Netherlands, especially will in charge of Chess for Freedom, because we will spread Chess for Freedom, Chess for prisoners. Frankly speaking, so he will be in charge of that. He's also a specialist on the educational programs for teachers. Anastasia Karlovich from Ukraine. A lot of people know Anastasia because she's a very mediatic journalist and so on. So for social inclusion, for chess for refugees, she will involved in our team. And Martin Johansen from Norway, very interesting to a lot of things. Chess for elderly people like Meli, of course, Meli from Turkey. Chess for prevent aging with chess. And also, and I can announce now, but we will talk after in the second session, Martin will be in charge with Meli and me of the social prize, international ECU social prize, that will be pronounced in December, 7th of December, in Paris, with international conference focused on our progress in social development programs in Europe and maybe more in the international fields. So this is a beautiful team, very involved, motivated, and we have the contact. You will have the contact of the team in the website. Okay, so I will start first for this presentation, and we will have after we have other chapters. So do we have some questions, dear friends, at this moment? Can you maybe make a round table to know in each of your country if you've got a social approach, social program, social commission? Michal from Poland, can you tell someone, because I know I saw you recently, so you are my first victim. Michal, your microphone is muted. Okay, well, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, Michal. First reaction, what about the social in Poland?
I prefer to listen. It's my first meeting with that commission, so it would be better for me if I not be first. If you agree for that.
Okay. Christos from Greece.
Yes, good afternoon to all of you. There is a social commission as a part of Greek Chess Federation. We are working two programs, one for chess for freedom, and in short time we are going to put chess in two prisons in Greece. There is another one program in Corfu from the local chess club, Corfu Chess Club, which is the oldest chess club in Greece for more than 100 years. And we're going for two more prisons and a second program for chess for refugees in two places in which we have many refugees. We are in a good relation with General Secretary of Athletes in the Ministry of Athletes in Greece in order to have the costs of these programs from the Ministry of Athletes.
Thank you.
These are the first steps we're doing in this commission.
Okay, thank you, Christos. Who is the person in charge of social aspects in Greece? Can you tell me?
Pardon? I didn't hear you.
Who is in charge of the social programs in Greek Federation?
I didn't hear what is the effect?
Who is in charge of social programs in Greek Federation?
Yes, I am with a team of 10 more friends.
Okay, you are in charge. That's wonderful. So we will work together, dear Christos. I'm very happy.
Yes, and we hope that we have good cooperation and your help in many problems we should find.
Okay.
We have a good guide of the British example for chess in prisons, for chess for freedom. And as you well know, they have done such programs for many years. And we have these examples, but of course, we are going to continue with the cooperation of the Social Commission of ECU.
Okay, I will explain after concretely how we can help you. It's the first chapter of my presentation. Okay, maybe Thomas, if you do you want to say some words, Thomas? With your micro on, it's better.
In Sweden, we haven't really we are starting to work now after the pandemic. We don't really have any social programs, but we will have the first tournament in late May for people with different disabilities. Blind and deaf have their own separate federations, but we will have tournament for all those and those with physical disabilities too in the of May, and we will see where we get from there.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Thank you. Okay, so I think we can help you if you need, with pleasure. Maybe Mark Bryan from Cyprus. Mark, are you there, Mark?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you're from Cyprus, am I right?
Yes, I'm from Cyprus, yes.
Okay, what about social programs in Cyprus?
Yeah, we have done last year the chess in prisons. We have a chess trainer who has been visiting the prisons last year. We have several trainers who go to schools who teach chess at the schools. And we are going to start a new project, not the federation, but another club will be starting chess for autism as well.
Okay, okay. Okay. With infinite program or not? Or another one?
We are going to apply for it, yes.
Okay.
Well, in Sweden, we of course have chess in schools and women chess section 2, of course.
Okay. Of course, we will ask for each country, with the help of Theodoros, to contribute to make a mapping of existing program for social and maybe at the same time for women as approach. And with the help of media, we organize it on the support of Theodoros, because not to mobilize each federation for several questions, the same kind of questions.
Yes, for the chess for autism, Cyprus, we will be sending an email in the next few weeks, months, for support from ECU and FIDE.
Okay.
Because it's now in the planning phase. It will start weeks. So, yeah.
Okay, Bekim, are you there? Yeah, Bekim Ermeni. Okay. Problem with mute maybe. Asnat Alaï. Asnat Alaï Chodouri. I'm sorry if my pronunciation is not so good. Okay, so Thomas Danada. From,
yes.
Yeah. What's your first reaction? What about the situation of social programs in Slovakia?
Yeah, we have a chess in school project, which is successful. I think we got many new members in this project.
But chess in school is more chess and education program, education commission from us with a Jasper with us. So Jasper Hall is there. We can of course there is a insight from the social to education at the opposite. But if it's pure social educational program, the educational commission from the ECU is very active, and I can suggest you to keep in touch with Jasper, with a huge experience. So Vitor Cardoso recently joined us. Vitor.
From Portugal.
Portugal.
Yes.
Which town, Vitor?
Which town? Porto.
Porto. I've never been
yes.
there. I think it's wonderful. Okay, Vitor. What about social activities in the? You are involved in the Portugal Federation.
I'm a member of the General Assembly. I collaborate also with Portuguese Chess Federation and the local authorities in chess, and also with schools. Social programs regarding chess, there are not many in Portugal. We are trying to promote chess for visual persons that want to play chess. It's a program from the Chess Federation, Portuguese Chess Federation, and there are some local clubs that are trying to promote chess with people with visual disabilities or total blindness, but it's difficult because there are not many resources, especially chess boards, adapt for the blind or for people with disabilities in terms of vision.
Okay.
That's the main problem, because we are trying, or the federation is trying to buy the chess boards and the pieces, but I think there is a lack of supply overall.
Okay. As I mentioned before you arrive, we've got a very good specialist for this kind of subject in the commission, the ECU Social Commission. It's Elias Mastoras. Okay, so you can find a social mail in the website and to have a contact with him. He's in charge of the referent for our commission. Okay.
Thank you.
After this roundtable, okay, if you have no question, I will concretely present you next step. So I want to convince, but I'm sure that it's not so difficult to convince you why it's important to have a social dynamic. Maybe not at the beginning, social commission, of course, because all the federations are not so important, so powerful to get this kind of social commission, educational commission, and so on. But why it's important to structure it? Structuring it's important to have a commission to have a real awareness by a dedicated commission. That's very important because you create a focal point for partnerships. And you also have some intellectuals for the ECU, like me and the members of the commission, for FIDE and for other federations. That's why you can create something like a first step of social commission, on maybe at minimum to identify someone could be the referent for us. That's important. And what kind of support we can propose? And I will give some example after, referring to our work in the commission, experience from each other federation. We've got some advices, strategy tips, yeah, and some support for capitalization of existing projects from ECU and FIDE. And we will, with members of commission, ECU Social Commission, we will communicate more and more. It's very recent. We started recently in last November, in fact. So we will promote, and as you know, we will organize some presentations and webinars in March, February and March, about infinite program, about chess for freedom, about second brain for nutrition, and so on. So our role also is to explain, to demonstrate, like, with concrete example, testimonials, what does it mean to have that kind of program inside your federation, inside your country. And we have an example recently. With my hat of chairman of ECU, we organized bilateral cooperation between French and Romania with success, and we have meeting, and we will start from some programs. On the Romanian Federation will get a support from France, and at the opposite, France will have support from items from the Romanian Federation. That's very important. Because the ECU Social Commission, our role is more to make a dynamic in all over countries. We don't have any resources inside, even the members, to help concretely, but we can organize and to spread the cooperation with bilateral cooperation also. That's very important. We can also help in finding partners by putting projects on a European scale, because it's more important for some private corporate organizations to have in front of them a person, project leader with a European program, better than a local program in the country, like in France, or Slovenia and Serbia. And of course, we can help you on practical tools. So, example, like what kind of topics from the strategy? We can help to define priority topics in your experience, to define multi-year projects, of course, with capitalization from ECU and FIDE. we can help you to define what kind of pilot you have experience for the country, to start and gradual innovation for the country that want it, and maybe help you to identify what kind of funds we can reach with that kind of program in our experience, and between we have some contact with other countries, and we can share the experience from a country to another one. Some tricks, some key ideas we can mention at this moment. So to reach major social issues with a significant number of citizens, or very specific problems. For instance, TSR spectrum, children with autism problems, it's not so important, in fact, but there is a huge problem for them because there is not a lot of tools to help them in their life. So chess could be demonstrating its benefits, could be a very good tool. So that program, not for maybe 2,000 people in the country, but it has a sufficient impact with lack of preoccupation from public policies to be interesting for chess programs. Our advice also to have projects that allow first visible results in less than a year, because in our experience, in my experience, you can have a better motivation from your team, from your federation, from your partners, if you can have short results in a short, little result in a short time. As opposite to think about the moon for 5 years, it's not a good way of working. First year, capitalize as much as possible on existing programs you have in your country or in the world. Launch projects in a few pilot regions with motivated people, and of course to be sufficient to have mediatization and to have a press media, radio, and TV. And for instance, Infinite is perfect for that, but also chess and blind, for football for blind people. That's one of the key factors of the great success of Elias Pastoras. And of course, with results, visible results, mobilize the first year private partners with a minimum of money, and after to demonstrate, and with some partners with little money, you will have other partners, and, more money, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's our trick. We can, of course, help you to have a planning, to have some key ideas to organize the work and so on. That's not so complicated. And of course, we can make it by video conference with the help of Meli, Elias, Aurel, and so on. And an example of bilateral cooperation, that's a success. We make an incentive from French Federation and the Romanian Federation. You know, it was in the French embassy, and the cooperation is starting on focused on one or two programs. It was first social program, but also they decided to work with educational programs because Romania has a good experience, France has a good experience. They can also participate to the ECU educational program with Jesper. Jesper had a lot of contacts historically with Romania and with French more recently, but they were interested by Jesper's program and the ECU Educational Commission programs. So, of course, we mix just not bilateral cooperation for one subject. We can share ideas or women inclusion program, educational program. But that's also you've got to keep in mind that bilateral cooperation, that's very important because the team from French Federation will help Romanian team, and the other opposite Romanian will help French Federation. And it's a benefit of ECU rule. And then the first example of little success we have, but I'm very proud of this success. So we can also, with Natalia Popova, for instance, Natalia is a very good expert, the best expert, I think, with Anastasia Sorokina in FIDE about the Infinite program. So we can help very deeply to build an Infinite program adapted to your country, the way of children with autism problems. So On Chess for Freedom, the job Delmar, a member of the commission, will be also the referent for Chess for Freedom, with Mikhail Kornman, the father of Chess for Freedom, involved, and we are organizing some meeting with Job, Meli, and Mikhail to know how we can have a profit from his own experience about Chess for Freedom. With the Chicago, big event in May this year, big event focused on Chess for Freedom, Chess for Prisoners. So we can help also to capitalize on the international programs. Of course, if you've got a program in your country with partners, if you think that it could be shared with other countries, we can scale up to the European level to find funds. I'll give you an example. In the French and Romanian cooperation, they decide to focus on the second brain program focused on nutrition. Nutrition, it's you eat better, you play better chess, especially for kids in tournaments. Why Vlad, the president of Chess Romanian Federation, decided to take it immediately, because he understood that with big companies like Carrefour, like I don't know, Danone, and so on, he has contact already. He can have more partners and to help this kind of program with benefits for children, of course. And it's the same problem in the French Federation. Carrefour is not interested to have a French program or just a Romanian program, but they will be interested by a European program, minimum. So that's a good way of development of our program. Independently from each country, it doesn't work. Together, it will work. That's why the ECU Social Commission is so important for me. That's why I accept, and each member of the commission accepted to take our voluntary time of that program, that commission. On a also very concrete approach, we create a website for the ECU Social Commission, and you can help you in Greece, Slovakia, Serbia, I don't know, if you want to create the same website. It's free of charge. It takes maybe a couple of hours to understand and a couple of hours to have something very concretely and to start. That was the case for the French Federation. We decide to copy and paste the frame from the ECU Social Federation. Of course, it's we decided that first because don't waste our money and don't waste time. Second, because it's more homogeneistic composition of social approach in Europe, and we can easily communicate with our news and so on. And that's a very useful template. It's free of charge. It's WordPress. So that's my advice. If you want to create a starting point for social commission, you can have in a very short time also a social commission website. That's very concrete. That's very useful. Okay. Is that clear, dear friends? Thomas, Christos, Michal, Pep. Hi, Pep. Theodoros, do you have any remarks?
No, I don't have specific remarks. I mean, anyway, I'm aware of all these first initiatives. I think that, okay, some initiatives, okay, we already did it through the magazine of this. Okay, we need to maybe communicate also by email to federations, because not all the federations are here, or maybe they don't understand it. Especially for the websites, even, I mean, if we have some brief technical info, how, I mean, this mirror website can be made, so we can inform them all directly. No, I don't have further notices because I'm already in all these projects and I get it in advance. So thank you, Frank, for all this.
Thomas.
Will this be posted on YouTube later? You record it. Will it be posted on YouTube? Can you watch this conference on YouTube afterwards?
Yeah, it will be published, of course.
No, we can also put it, Frank, if you send me to ECU YouTube channel.
Of course. Everything is coordinated by Theodos, so communication, Meli and Theodos validate after, but we will make some montage of this conference to keep some interruptions and so on. Okay. Do you have, Michel, you didn't want to speak the first, but the last, or one of the last. What do you think? Micro is mute.
I want to thank you, everybody, that I can join into this meeting. It was my first time, so I want to listen at the beginning. Maybe later I will be more active, I hope.
Okay. Pep, a good expert of social initiatives and with the Infinite and so on. Pep, what first suggestion, reaction?
I talked with my federation about that, and I am here today with the representative of the Spanish Federation, not just me. It's just for the Spanish Federation. We are very interesting. I talked with Javier Ochoa and Ramon Paduyes, and they say to me, then we are very, 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 very interested in this kind of project. You know very well that we are in the Erasmus project, and I'm now looking for another project with people, with other people. Yes.
I was very impressed by your presentation in Madrid last year.
Thank you.
Very clever presentation. Thank you. Meli, do you have some commentary? Because I know you are very impressed by the situation in the country, and thank you very much to be there. But like a key pillar of our commission, Meli, some comments.
Thank you, Frank. You know, very hard for me talking because we live very, very hard days in my country. For this reason, I hope in next webinar I will join to very effectively. But for today, I cannot say more than. Also, I am very happy because I am here with you with online, but okay, I cannot say more anything. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you.
I want to underline that basically we had to share the presentation with Meli, but we decided because of the situation that I will speak for the
Frank and Meli, can I propose something? Okay, because okay, this is, I think this we should have it also in the frame of the Social Commission. Okay, I see that Turkish Federation is gathering some material in Federation and to forward to the areas of the disaster. Why? I mean, of course, this will last a lot because I mean this is a problem also of residents, of buildings. So I propose that as an idea, if we can publish this information through our social web page, okay, I mean the address and what they need, and make a Facebook post, and okay, I mean, so in such cases, I mean, just to cooperate through the National Chess Federation, if some people from all Europe want to send something, where to send and what they need.
Absolutely, Theodore. So I will send you and discuss with Meli what the most. We made it in French Federation for American Union situation the first days of the programs. So that's a very good idea, Theodore. Okay, we will take in charge from Social Commission from the city. Okay.
Thank
yes,
you. Thank you.
We have an announcement. Yes.
With the city. Okay, Meli. Let's talk about it tomorrow morning if you can, if you want. many, and we made some proposal to Theodoros. Okay.
No, I don't need, the proposal is very simple. We don't need to hear proposal. My proposal is that I saw already the information on the Turkish sites. I mean, the information should be that Turkish Chess Federation is collecting such materials for humanitarian help. So if somebody wants to send from Europe, this is the address through Turkish Federation, and then to be forward.
Understood.
Yes.
Yeah, Theodoros, but first we need save the people under the building, because many buildings destroyed in the Turkey. For this reason, first we need save the people. Maybe in next days we can collect this help from Europe with any material, or for example with money for SWIFT for the send any accounts, the official accounts. Maybe we can share this, and also we will discuss this situation with Franck, and I hope we will announce something in our website.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Theodoros, for this suggestion. Okay, so that it's 8 o'clock. That's the end of our webinar. I am very strict about the respect of the time. So thank you very much, dear friends. This webinar will be published on the ECU YouTube channel, and of course linked to the ECU Social Commission website. So thank you very much. Thank you, Theodoros, to be there with us. It was, I think, very interesting. You can tell to other federations, other colleagues, and we will organize new meetings and we'll communicate on new webinar in the next weeks. Thank you so much, dear friends.